back in. We're discussing resolution 7-.
Okay.
Discussion. Mr. Jeffrey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, I'd like to explain what I feel the Area Agency on Aging's primary purpose is. And the Area Agency on Aging program supports a range of services that are critical to keep older persons to remain independent as possible in a community setting. Essentially allowing seniors to remain independent, stay in their homes. They don't have to go to a nursing home. It saves the county money by keeping them in their homes, and saves the county by not having to pay Medicaid to nursing homes. The county spends roughly over $200,000 annually, but receives approximately 1.6 to 1.8 from New York State and federal programs. There are approximately 12 different state and federal buckets to draw from these monies, but we're getting a great return on investment. It may be true, the county doesn't require prior approval from New York State Office of Aging. However, there is a risk that reimbursement for services will not be paid until there is approval, which could take several months. So why the hurry, why the risk? I attended the Area Agency on Aging public hearing on Friday, February 26th at 1 p.m. There was only one speaker that spoke in favor of the proposed change, and actually that was Supervisor Wanzer, and everyone else, including myself, are asking why the change? Why not wait for New York State approval and ask why are we doing this without New York State approval, and why the rush or hurry? I don't understand it myself. That would have been actually my first public hearing I've ever attended for the Area Agency on Aging's annual public hearing, and I asked previously, when were these public hearings held? And they said it was during the fair week when they had Senior Day. And I asked, were there any concerns last year with this whole thing from any of the seniors? And they said, no, everything was great. So, anyways, and I didn't hear any complaints that day regarding any complaints from any seniors regarding the service. There are requirements of the county to submit prior to the submission of the New York State Office of the Aging of amendments. And the letter dated May 4th from Stephen A. Slestik, it's SYZDEK, to all county supervisors, and stated the following: it is the responsibility of the county requesting an amendment to demonstrate that older adults in the local service area are better served by the change, that the proposed amendments are consistent with federal and state law, rules, and regulations, that older adults living within the service area are supportive of the change. I didn't see a lot of support there, and from what the turnout is today, I'm not sure there's a lot of support. Mr. Wentworth did send an email to all the supervisors last week on dated Friday, July 10. It didn't, actually, I'm sorry, but it didn't give me a warm and fuzzy that New York State Office of Aging was going to approve the plan amendment immediately on submission. It could take several months, and the county could go without reimbursement during that time. That sound fiduciary responsibility? Not to me. Also in the letter dated May 4th, 2026, it stated that the New York State Office of the Aging may elect to hold its own public hearing. This is a public possibility, and who knows, it could happen. Now, with the New York or the Chenango County Board of Supervisors tabled the similar motion initially pending approval from the New York State Office of the Aging. I was going to make a motion to table this resolution number 8. However, I'm going to request a roll call vote, so each supervisor's vote is recorded. The father said sometimes you just got to have to give a person enough rope, and I'm going to tell you, I hope the chickens don't come back to roast on this one. And so, if they do, we'll know how everybody voted. Thank you.
Mr. Lawrence?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion that we put in the record, the public records, Supervisor Monroe's written statement with the county lawyer's approval. And to the statement for the 7th change.
Is there a second? Supervisor Wanzer. Any discussion on that motion?
Yeah, some of the language in there was very suitable for executive session, and some of the anecdotal commentary on there with no real evidence to back it going to put our whole county in a vulnerable position. I'm dead set against that. I wasn't getting data, we weren't getting facts, we were getting anecdotal stories. So I would not vote for that.
Can you use a mic, please?
Supervisor Wanzer.
Yes, Mr. Corey, our area agency on the aging is already in a vulnerable position based upon personnel issues that some which can and some which cannot be discussed publicly. The agency on the aging is already in a vulnerable position, and it's only going to get worse. We need to move forward with this process to allow our agency on the aging to continue on in its services. There's no loss of service to our seniors, and this is an appropriate step, and it's been discussed through multiple committees, the public hearing. Yes, the general public is those that attended, the few that attended had negative things to say, but there is much more behind that could not be discussed publicly that really justifies the resolution.
Any other discussion?
I'd like to respond to that. If you're ignoring the backlash and the response that you're seeing everywhere, and I heard that you were the only one that was discussing it in a favorable position of absorbing this department. So I disagree with you completely on that. That's not the feeling for seniors. And anybody over 60 is eligible for these services. It's 30% of the population. I'm not going to see widespread support for this.
I'll say 30% of the population was not here at that public hearing.
That's very difficult. Yeah, I mean,
They're elderly.
yeah. I don't want to put it on
I'm a
that.
senior.
Okay, let's talk.
Well, yeah, okay, I'll just finish up, I'll keep it short, but I mean, if you want seniors to remain independent, and that's the goal of this department, then you have to keep that Office of the Aging an independent and autonomous department. Because once it gets gobbled up by DSS, that's when things are going to go. They're going to go in so many different directions. See, we were talking about how complicated DSS is now. Just because we had a leadership void, that doesn't mean you can't come back and rebuild, keeping it independent from any other organization, because seniors deserve that.
Seniors did not deserve what happened over these past several months. Ending up with
Neither did the taxpayers, I agree with that, but
there needs to be more fiscal oversight. There were issues that happened that were definitely not.
yeah, it took 4 years for that to happen, so I agree.
Yeah.
And we have an oversight function, just so you know, so that's on us. I don't think seniors should have to pay the price for that.
Nobody's paying any price. Nobody.
Yeah.
I want to comment on I've been a no vote, like I said, in executive session. But since I've been in from the beginning, but since I've been in the executive sessions, I do believe with this kind of budget, there needs to be oversight. And I disagree with you when you say it's going to be gobbled up by DSS. Pleasant Manor is not gobbled up by DSS. I believe that this will still be a separate department with oversight. And I do believe strongly, and I said, I have gone to my seniors in my town, and I've told them I'm changing my vote because I believe the financial burden on this department is too much, and there needs to be oversight. And that has been clear to us. And I told you all that I think you need to go to your senior citizen sites and talk to them. And if there's one time that they feel that their services have been jeopardized by this decision that we're gonna make, then they need to reach out to their supervisors and we bring it back to committee. And I'm telling you, I know my senior citizens and they trust me and they believe that I am telling the truth because I've been open with them. And I hope all of you have been open with them because I got voted by the people to sit here and speak for them. And I have been right at those luncheons and talking to my people. And I believe this is what is right for them at this point. I do. And if it's not, then we can change it back. If I'm right, I'm not.
Yes.
But I don't think this is the
Yeah, well,
wrong
why
move.
go through all that?
I haven't called on you.
I'm sorry, sir.
I just want to say that I was not for this from the day one, and I didn't want to lose people, and I wanted to protect our senior citizens. I think this is protecting our senior citizens.
That's great. We are getting over into the discussion on the resolution 7-8. We still have another motion on the floor that we need to take care of, and we can go back to that. So everybody understands the motion on the floor? I think there's.
So I think the motion was to include Ms. Monroe's entire statement, including what was in executive session in the record. Her public
After-
portion is going to be in the record anyway.
After your review.
Correct. You know, I don't know if that's something you want to do. It's an executive session, that's the privilege of this board. You know,
I would suggest it would be better, Ms. Monroe is very articulate. I think it would be better if she edited her letter, understanding what can be shared with the public and what cannot.
that's fair.
Is that fair?
But again, you know, what we discussed in the executive session was the privilege of the board to be in executive session.
Absolutely understood that there are,
Right, so it's this board's decision if you want to waive that privilege or not for them.
no, we can't waive that privilege.
You can't.
We can't.
In this one instance,
Yeah.
it doesn't set a precedence, or it does? Is that what you're trying to tell us, that it sets a precedent?
I don't want to get into a legal discussion of what executive session is. There's absolutely nothing that we do here that has to be an executive session. Executive session is a privilege of the board to be in executive session to talk about those certain items that the law allows. You don't ever have to be in executive session to discuss those things. You do that so you can have candid discussions, right? So you have the right, that's why you can invite people to sit in your executive session. You have the right to waive that privilege for different things. If you vote to include the entire statement, you are waiving privilege that you executed by going into executive session. If that makes sense. Sure.
As a point of order, her comments that she read would not be included in the minutes?
The public comments would.
They would be.
Before we went to executive session, would be in the minutes.
But I think that Supervisor Monroe's full statement would be beneficial in explaining, because it was very articulate, explaining the situation that we're discussing
So then read it now.
with the lawyer.
Do a voice vote on this one? Sure. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Yeah.
No.
2 over here.
I'm a no.
Just,
Are you a yes or a no?
Let's be clear what we're voting on.
Make me laugh.
This voice vote is whether or not to include her entire
that's what it would be.
statement in the record, including the executive session.
With the lawyer's permit, with the lawyer's.
redact anything?
I don't know if that does enough to fix those issues here in executive session.
All right.
So the question is, do we include the executive session portion of Ms. Monroe's statement in the record?
No.
Everybody understands what you're voting on.
I guess if there's more information than what she shared to the public, I'd like to see it shared with the public that's here. If that's part of our decision-making, they should hear it and not read about it a month from now.
Yeah.
But it's hard to redact what needs to be redacted in public right now.
Understood, but I can't see adding to the record information that's not shared in the public session.
All right, let's do a roll call vote on this. Are we ready to vote?
Yes.
Everybody understands?
All right, so we're gonna do a roll call. McNeil,
No.
Jeffrey,
No.
Fox,
No.
Davis.
No.
Nicholas.
No.
Van Warren.
No.
Palmetier.
No.
Mastro. Camerata.
No.
Corey.
Yes.
Lawrence.
Yes.
Navinger.
No.
Edmonds.
No.
Wykoff.
No.
Pitsley.
Yes.
McDermott.
No.
Ward.
Yes.
Monroe.
Yes.
I love the contrarian.
Wakefield.
Yes.
It cracks me up.
Reichenberg.
Yes.
Wanzer.
Yes.
Folds.
Yes.
And Blanchard.
No.
Apparently their votes are weighted and not equal. Just listen.
All right. 719 yes, 1684 no.
So it fails. We're back to resolution 7-8. Any more discussion? Are you ready to move?
I'd just like to say that
I'm sorry. I didn't see you. Go ahead. Go
this
ahead.
information on this decision is much more better vetted. I'd like to thank the various committees, Commissioner Allwater, and the staff from Office of the Aging the last couple months. When we first voted it down, that was very appropriate because it really wasn't fleshed out. I'd also like to clarify, I had questions about the original resolution, which got corrected in this resolution with various dates because there's a lot of different movement of staff, and this resolution has a little more clear dates of when certain portions are going to take place.
A little more.
Supervisor Navinger.
So I was definitely against this merger, but after we talked in executive session this morning, and you get to hear exactly what's going on, unfortunately, we can't share all that with the public. But when I asked the attorney here, what am I supposed to tell the people from my town if I vote yes for this merger? Because I've been a no all along. And Zach assured me that the state will make sure that no services are cut. Am I correct, Zach?
So what I can tell you is I've had discussions back and forth with the associate counsel of the state office, Mr. Vincent. Move this forward. The last step, we'll see this third result here has that Human Services, final creation partner, Human Services having by August 21st and upon approval of the New York State Office of Aging, the amendment of our 4-year plan. Mr. Jeffrey's statements were correct. Well, that amendment's being reviewed. They don't typically release funding. But that review from the State Office of Aging, he tells me, can go back and forth for a period of time. And the number one thing that the New York State Office of Aging is going to be looking for in order to approve this plan is what they call maintenance of effort. That there will not be any decrease in services to our seniors or decrease in the amount of effort and funding that we are spending locally into those. So in order for New York State to approve the final amendment to this plan based on this resolution, they will want to see how we tend to show that there will be a maintenance of effort, that these services will remain the same.
And I've been supervisor for, I think, 13 years now, and I think Zach is an excellent attorney for the town, and I'm going to go with what he's telling us, his guidance and everything. That's what we're paying him for, and I believe instead of snickering behind all of us, that we should maybe listen to our attorney and hope that we're going in the right direction.
Hope. If I may, I could also let you know, speaking to that attorney is the New York State Office of Aging has public comments. Except there's more public comment here than what they normally see. And that the petition that was provided to all of us couple months ago is also with the New York State Office of Aging. They received that as well. So all of those things they have in reviewing this plan. And ultimately, they have to say that we've shown we're going to maintain that.
And I just want to add, I want to thank Mrs. Monroe for asking the employees from Office of Aging staying in with our executive session, because that was definitely enlightening to find out how the department has been run the last 4 or 5 years, and that was very helpful in me making up my decision.
Any other discussion on this, Supervisor Warren?
Just one small comment that this, as it says at the top of the resolution, this has been through Health and Human Services, Personnel, and Finance. And all three of those committees, which make up a majority of our board, have all approved and moved this forward to where it is now.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman?
Supervisor Ward, I think.
Sorry?
Just because I don't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah, I just wanted to add to what you just said. I was going to definitely be a no vote. I just was. I really did not like the way this was set up, but after hearing from people that are working there, and I'm not going to divulge, things.
Don't worry, sponsor will do that.
One of the things that I can see that there's been a big problem with leadership, and there needs to be oversight. And they need help with their finances. They need to have oversight with that as well. And that appears not to be happening and would not be happening under the current setup. And they need structure. They need to have somebody over them to help guide them in the right direction. The other thing that also helps me in my decision is the fact that, as Zach had mentioned, that there will be no approval if there's a loss of services, and they will not allow that.
Have they reworded it?
I think that should help give us some security there, that the state is not going to allow us to make a change that's actually going to hurt our seniors or going to cause a loss of services, because I certainly would not approve that if that were the case. So I see what's going on in the area agency on aging, and feel that we do need to change there, that there's that leadership and that direction, and it needs to be a better direction for them, so that they can serve the people that they're designed to serve as well as they possibly can, and that our seniors are going to get what they deserve and not be treated badly or shortchanged. And I think that this change will do that for them.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think we have a situation where we're throwing the baby out with the bathwater, if you forgive the old saying. This is absolutely the most extreme maneuver or measure that you can take. And what we're hearing is, well, we all received that letter on Friday from Mr. Wentworth, right? And Mr. Wentworth actually wrote in there, he states that he doesn't believe that we need approvals from New York State. In my opinion, it's either required or not. We're talking about losses and things like that. So if you go back to the original law, the federal law, the Older Americans Act, it requires that you present a plan. It is not that you have to go out and hire everybody and put everybody in place. These are proposals. So we're really going ahead, which we do all the time. We go and we hire all the people, then we're like, we should get approval. And in my opinion, we're doing it backwards. I think we should be looking at putting a proposal together, which that's what the law says, but that's specific and precise language. And everyone wanted additional information. You never even read, I don't think anybody ever read the full plan, have you? Has anyone read the full proposal plan? Steve did?
Yeah.
All right.
My wife was
Anybody else? Got two. All right, so get two. We all wanted more information, but here we are voting on it. But you gotta be able to know where to find it. And here we are voting on it. So I think this takeover is just, I think you could still propose it. You can send it to the state, but to get the hiring in place is, to me, is doesn't make any sense to me. It's not logical.
Mr. Walker was first.
I just wanted to say thank you to Michelle and staff who have been holding the department together for these months while we are without a director. And we appreciate all that you've done, and I know it's been a big stress on you, on your shoulders. And we want to support you by getting this done so we can see that you move forward and you'll have even better oversight with multiple hands looking and eyes looking at the finances and the staff. Thank you.
Yeah, just one last comment. I think if anything, what we've learned in executive session is people need to ask more questions. Committees just didn't grow or get like this without being the board approving. You've got to start asking questions. And you know, we've got a lot of new faces. This didn't happen on its own. Okay?
Okay, any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Mr. Chairman, would you mind reading the resolution again? Thank you. Well,
What would you like me to read?
Just
what are we voting on?
The resolution itself, Health and Human Services Committee, Personnel Committee, Finance Committee offer the following and moves adoption, authorizing the creation of the Department of Human Services to include the Department of Social Services, Preston Manor, and Area Agency on Aging.
Thank you.
All right, we'll start with Supervisor Judge.
No.
Fox.
No.
Davis.
Yes.
Medcliff.
Yes.
Van Warren.
Yes.
Palmetier.
Yes.
Mastro.
Yes.
Camerata. Corey.
No.
Lawrence.
Yes.
Navinger.
Yes.
Edmonds.
Yes.
Wyckoff.
Yes.
Pitsley.
Yes.
McDermott.
Yes.
Ward.
Yes.
Monroe.
Yes.
Wakefield.
Yes.
Reifenberg.
Yes.
Wanzer.
Yes.
Folds.
Yes.
McNeil.
Yes.
And Blanchard.
Yes.
$21.16 yes, $287 no.
It passes. Moving on to number 10.